Hello there. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to start this one at the back of our mats in kneeling position. We're going to go ahead and interlace the hands and begin to roll out the wrist. Go ahead and switch the directions of the roll here. Nice little shake out of the wrist. We're going to come through an all fours position. Tucking that spine to the belly button. And we're going to just take some spinal rolls here, moving from one side to the other. Nice cat-cow motion with a little variation here. Once you feel good with that way, you can go ahead and reverse that roll to the other side. Connecting with the breath here. Really feeling into the shoulders and the hips here. Beautiful. Coming back to that neutral spine. We're tucking those toes, walking the hands slightly forward and pushing back in through our downward facing dog. We're going to just take some spinal rolls here. So take the gaze forward, come into a plank, and then we'll push back into our downward dog. You can articulate this action as much as possible to make it more of a wave. Otherwise, we're just coming through down dog and then inhaling into our plank pose. Doing this a few times, trying to connect that movement with the breath here. This time when we roll forward into our plank, we're going to pivot onto the right side, coming in for a side plank. You can lower that knee down here if needed. Arm reaches overhead, beautiful side body stretch here. Slowly coming back around through our plank pose and then back to a downward facing dog. Roll it forward back into plank and pivot over to the left side. And of course, same option on this side. If you want to lower down that knee, be my guest. Opposite hand is actively reaching forward. Beautiful side stretch. Feeling this all the way from the toes to the fingertips. Slowly coming back around through our downward facing dog. Go ahead and give those feet a little pedal here. Maybe taking the hips from one side to the other. As we do this, getting a nice side stretch. Slowly rolling forward into our plank and hopping on over to our side plank on the right side. Breathing. Bringing that gaze down. Maybe bringing that foot to a tree and then stepping it forward into our low lunge. Arms rise up. Nice inhale and exhale. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. You can tuck the back toes and maybe bring that knee off of the mat. Our revolved side angle. Bringing that gaze down, we're stepping it back into our side plank on the right side. Sending those hips as high as they will go here. Bringing the gaze back down, left hand plants, and those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward through a plank, pivoting over, left side, side plank. Hips are lifted, pushing hard through that left shoulder, and maybe coming into the tree variation before we step that foot forward, bringing the arms up, low lunge. Feeling into the hips here, upper body is lifted. Left hand plants, right arm goes up, maybe tucking those left toes, bringing that knee off of the mat here. Beautiful. That gaze comes down. We're going to step that foot back into our side plank. Breathing here. We're not holding or clenching the breath. Bring the gaze back down, both hands on the mat, coming through, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Nice round of breath. Maybe walking the dog, taking the hips left to right. Coming back through our plank here, pivoting over to the right side plank. Once again, we're going to step that left foot forward. This time we're going to straighten that left leg, coming in through a long pyramid pose, and maybe flexing that left foot to get deeper into the stretch. Little nerve flossing action there. And maybe folding deeper over that left leg. Bend through that left knee. Open up through that back foot. Slowly spin it around. Coming through a Skandasana on the left side. Keeping the chest lifted here. Hands at heart or on the mat in front of us. Pivoting over, right side Skandasana. Once again, hands on the mat, or you can have hands at heart center. Choice is yours. Pivoting over to frame that right foot and straightening that leg on this side, coming in for that long pyramid, and maybe flexing through that foot and pointing to feel a little deeper into that stretch. And maybe folding a little deeper. Go ahead and take the opposite arm up into the air and step it over side plank on that left hand. Right hand meets the mat, coming back, downward facing dog. Take those feet to the outer edges of the mat. We're going to take that opposite hand towards that left ankle, trying to look under that left armpit here. Nice steady breaths into the belly. Right hand comes back to the mat and left hand reaches for that right ankle or shin, thigh, whatever you can grab here. Then coming back to the breath. Slowly coming around, that left hand plants. Walk the feet back into the midline. Go ahead and take that left leg up, three-legged dog. Squaring off the hips here. Slowly crossing that foot over the other, pivoting around into our side plank on the left side. Feet are crossed here. Beautiful. Bringing that right hand back down to the mat, pivoting over, side plank again, left arm up and overhead. Coming back to the breath. Maybe coming back for that tree variation here for our side plank. Trying to keep those hips lifted, pushing hard through that right shoulder. And slowly we'll release, coming back around into our plank position. Keep that gaze forward here. And we'll slowly shift forward, coming up into our chaturanga, lowering all the way down to our bellies, keeping the hands beside of the shoulders. Slowly lift up into our cobra. And exhale, we fold back down. Inhale, we lift, pulling those elbows together. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, lifts again. And exhale, we fold. Tuck the toes. Pushing up and back, coming in, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Go ahead and take that right leg up, three-legged dog. Crossing it over that left, pivoting around, coming in for that side plank here. Left arm's reaching up. Nice strong pose. Left hand comes back to the mat. Pivot around into our side plank. Coming in for that tree variation if you'd like that. Big smiles on our faces here, doing all the fun, creative, strong things. And slowly we'll release back into side plank, pivoting around for our plank, keeping that gaze forward, pushing forward, lowering down through chaturanga, lowering all the way down. Hands come to the mat. Inhale into our cobra. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lift again. Exhale, we fold. Next inhale, we tuck those toes. Send the hips up and back, coming in for our downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Going to take that left leg up, roll it forward, step it to the outer edge of the mat, coming in for our lizard pose here. Lifting through the chest, maybe bringing the gaze in front of you. You can stay lifted. You also have the option to lower down onto your forearms if that feels good for you here. Slowly, we're going to pivot around, finding that Skandasana on that left side. Bringing the hands to the heart, or of course you could keep them on the mat. And we're going to transfer over to the other side, using your hands or not, doesn't matter. And slowly pivoting around to the other side, and we're finding our lizard on the right leg. You can stay lifted here, or you can come down and find the forearms. Slowly tucking those back toes, coming back into our plank, and send the hips up and back, down dog. Take a round of breath here. Slowly, we're going to roll forward, coming through a plank, pivoting over onto our right side, finding that little tree variation, and then stepping that foot to the top of the mat. We're going to bring that foot back just a little bit here, feeling into this type of a runner's lunge. And then we're going to try to pop up. Coming in through a warrior three, you can keep the hands on the mat, or you can bring them to heart center. You could also fly those arms back if you'd like. And then we're slowly going to come into a standing position, grabbing that right knee and hugging it into the chest. Keeping the gaze lifted, releasing that right hand and coming around for a twist. Maybe taking that gaze behind you. Slowly pivoting back around, pulling that knee in and bringing the hands to the heart. Slow as ever, taking that foot back, big step back into our high lunge. Go ahead and take the arms up and then frame the foot, step it back plank, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Going to take a round of breath here. We'll roll forward into our plank, pivoting over into the left side plank, maybe finding that tree variation with the leg before we step it forward. Once again, bringing that leg into the midline, hands on the mat, warrior three prep. Slowly, we can bring the hands to heart if we'd like. Could also send them back, airplane arms. Beautiful. Bend through that left knee, pull it into the chest, hug it with those hands, chest lifts here, keeping the gaze lifted. And slowly release that left hand, open it up for a nice twist here. Maybe taking the gaze back, just playing with our balance here, not taking ourselves too seriously, of course. Beautiful, bright energy coursing through our veins. Continuing to breathe. Slowly pivoting back around, releasing the hand on the knee and bringing the hands to heart center. And slowly coming through, stepping it back, high lunge, arms go up and overhead. Beautiful. Framing the foot, coming in through a plank. Slowly we're pushing forward into our chaturanga, lowering all the way down to the belly. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we fold. One more time. Inhale, lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Maybe finding an up dog or a seal pose here. And on the exhale, we release. We're going to push it back into our child's pose. Arms actively reaching forward here. Forehead finds the mat. Beautiful job, my friend. Slowly beginning to peel yourself up, sitting at the back of our mat in a nice kneeling position. And roll those shoulder blades down the back body. One hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Take a nice releasing inhale and exhale here. Inhale and let it go. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me for this creative, powerful flow. Have a great rest of your day.